there is something wrong with my mic. I do not know whether it's the setup of... Okay. Yes, it's getting some... I don't know. I cannot understand. So, anyway. Yes, good evening po sa lahat. Oo. All right. I hope everyone is doing fine. Good evening. Good evening, Maha Blanca. Can you hear me? I hope I'm clear. Good evening. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Okay. Is my microphone okay, Maha Blanca? Let me know if it is clear. Uh-oh. What's the lesson? Yes. Okay. The lesson for tonight is still on quadratic. Someone is really desperate to revise quadratic, and so we will do quadratic tonight. Again. Unless you have anything in mind, Maha Blanca, that you would like to cover, then we will cover it. And yes, so we'll just do a revision. Yes. We will start revising from how do we solve quadratic by factoring, then by completing the square. And yes, I think it's until completing the square, if I'm not wrong. Our maths is about statistics, also pre-calculus. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Two different subjects of maths. Oh, yes, it is. It is. Okay. So we will be starting with our lesson straight away because we might not have enough time to cover everything else. Okay, so we start with quadratic. Wait, I think I have to. Okay. Quadratic equation by completing. Okay. Completing the square. So we start with quadratic by completing the square. So when we say completing the square, that means that the last term cannot be factor that will give you the middle term, right? Because when we say quadratic equation, the factors of both the first and the last must have a sum of the middle term. So when do we do completing the square? When it's not factorable. Okay, so for example, you have x squared minus 4x equals 6. So for this to be, if you are asked to do completing the square, what you need to do is, wait, let me just, minus 6 equals 0. So the first step that you have to do is transfer. Okay, transfer to. You transfer this to the other side of the equation. That will be x squared minus 4x equals 6. So you just need to transfer it to the other side. Once you have transferred it with this equation, the middle term, you need to divide it by 2, and then the quotient needs to be squared. So that will be, please disregard the negative or the positive sign, because anyway, when you square it, it will always be positive. So if you have 4, that's the middle term, divided by 2, that will be 2. And then you square this, you will get a 4. So therefore, this is the one that you need to add on both sides of the equation. So that will be x squared minus 4x plus 4 equals 6 plus 4. So both sides needs that. Okay, you have to let me change the color. No way, Jose. Okay, so you have to add 4 on both sides of the equation. Two different. Okay, all right. So once you have added, then you just need to factor. You just place x, and then this one, okay, the 2, since the middle term is negative, so it will be negative 2 square equals 6 plus 4. This is 4. That will be 10. Once you have done that, you transfer your square to the other side. This square. So this square you transfer to the other side, that will become square root. So you will have x minus 2 equals plus minus the square root of 10. Now, since square root of 10 is not a perfect square number, you just leave it as it is, okay? If there are no other factors of 10 that is perfect, you leave it as it is. Then what you need to do is transfer negative 2 to the other side. Negative becomes positive. So you will have x equals positive 2 plus minus square root of 10. So the value of x would be 2 plus root 10 or 2 minus root 10. So that's your answer. All right. Okay, let's try another one. Did you get that? Okay, let's try another one. All right, so this is completing the square. So it will be the same process, the same procedure again and again when you do completing the square. So let's say, for example, you have x squared minus 10x plus 15 equals 0. So the first step that you have to do is transfer plus 15 to the other side of the equation. Okay, so transfer 15 to the other side of the equation. Sorry, you will have x squared minus 10x equals negative 15. Okay, when you transfer this, that's positive 15. So when you transfer it to the other side of the equation, it will become negative 15. The next step is for you to find the quotient of 10 when it's divided by 2, and then you square it. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. Squaring that will become 25. So that means that you have to add 25 plus 25 on both sides of the equation. So plus 25 plus 25. After that, you factor this out. This will be x. The sign is minus, so there will be minus. Just copy the quotient, which is 5. Square it. equals negative 15 plus 25 is 10. Okay, and once you have done that, you take the square, transfer it to the other side, that becomes square root. So you will have x minus 5 equals plus minus root 10. Transfer negative 5 to the other side, that will be x equals 5 plus minus root 10. So the two values of x here will be 5 plus root 10 and 5 minus root 10. So those are your two answers when you do completing the square. So again, the first step is you transfer the third term to the right side of the equation. Find the perfect square number that will complete your trinomial by dividing your middle term by 2 and then squaring it. Once that's done, you factor the perfect square trinomial on the left side, which is x minus or x plus, depending on the sign of your middle term, minus the quotient value, which is, for this case, it's 5. And then transfer the square to the other side of the equation, that becomes plus minus the root of 10, and you will have your answer. Are you understanding? Are you getting it? Okay. All right. So the next two examples that I will show you is, what if the first term has a coefficient more than 1? What will you do if the coefficient is more than 1? Okay. What will you do if the coefficient is more than 1? Okay. What if, let's say, I have 3x squared plus x minus 1 equals 0. So what if the coefficient is more than 1? What will I do? So what you need to do here is you divide the whole thing by the coefficient of your first term. So you divide this by 3, divide this by 3, divide this by 3. Okay, so you will have x squared plus, this is 1/3 x minus 1/3. All right, I'll go slow. Transfer this to the other side of the equation. You will have x squared plus 1/3 x equals 1/3. So you have to find the perfect number, square number, by dividing the middle term, 1/3, divided by 2. When you do this, your 2 actually will multiply to the denominator. So that will be 1/6. Square this, you will have square of 1 is 1. Square of 6 is 36. So you will add 1/36 on both sides. Okay. Once you have added that, then you will factor this out. Once you have that, you have to find what is 1 plus 1. Sorry. What is 1/3 plus 1/36? You have to find the value of that. So for that case, for the left side, this will be x plus, again, the quotient that you have, which is 1/6. So you will have 1/6 here, square that, and then you add 1/3 plus 1/36. What is 1/3 plus 1/36? So how do you do that? You just need to cross it. So this will be 13/36. Okay? And then the next step, you transfer the square. So you'll have x plus 1/6 equals plus minus the square root of 13 over 36. Now, when you notice this, 36 is a perfect number. It's a perfect square number. So you can actually extract 36 out of the square root. So you will have x plus 1/6 equals plus minus square root of 13 over 6. That means you can extract 6 out. 36 extracted, square root of that will be 6. Transfer plus 1/6 to the other side. It will be x equals negative 1/6 plus minus root 13 over 6. So you will have negative 1 plus minus root 13 over 6. That's your answer. Okay, do I have sound now? Okay, so just to recap, if your quadratic equation, which is not factorable, has a coefficient that is not 1 for x squared, you have to divide the whole equation by the coefficient of x squared. So for this case, since the coefficient of x squared is 2, you have to divide everything by 2. So you'll get x squared plus 3 halves x minus 6 divided by 2 is 3. So minus 3. Sorry, the next step is you transfer minus 3 to the other side of the equation. That becomes positive 3. The second step is your middle term. You have to divide your middle term by 2. Okay, to find the perfect square trinomial, the middle term, which is 3 halves, needs to be divided by 2. What you need to do is multiply it to your denominator. So that will be 3 over 4. You square this, that will be 9 over 16. So you add 9 over 16 plus 9 over 16 on both sides of the equation. Okay? Once you have done that, then you can factor it out. You'll have x. Then you just need to use this plus, because that's a plus, 3 over 4 squared equals, then you have to add 9 plus 9 over 16, which will give you 57 over 16. Okay? So once you have that, you transfer square, that becomes square root. So you will have x plus 3/4 equals plus minus square root of 57 over 16. And we know that 16 is a perfect square, which is 4. So you will have x plus 3/4 equals plus minus square root of 57 over 4. Transfer plus 3/4 to the other side. You will have x equals minus 3/4 plus minus root 57 over 4. Then you can combine it together. Minus 3 plus minus root 57 over 4. Okay? All right. All right. I hope that's clear. Okay. So let's just recap the whole thing. This is the last one under quadratic. If it is non-factorable, you do completing the square. There's actually another one, which is using the quadratic formula, which is way easier. Negative b plus minus root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. You can also use this if it is not factorable, but we will give that another video. We'll do that on another video or another time. All right. So when we will start with quadratic, which is factorable. What if it is factorable? Okay. What if it is factorable? What are the things that you have to remember when a value is, when a quadratic equation is factorable? First thing is if it is a perfect square number. The last number is a perfect square, and the squares or the square root values are the sum. The middle term is its sum. So let's say, for example, you have x squared plus 12x plus 36 equals 0. Now, you just need to look at the last number. The last number is a perfect square, which is 36, right? A perfect square of 6. 6 times 6 is 36. So how do you do that? That will be 6 times 6 is 36. 6 plus 6 is 12, which is the middle term. All right. So since it is a perfect square, all you need to do is place a bracket, x, which is the perfect, both end are perfect square. X squared is a perfect square, 36 is a perfect square. So just take the root, x, all the signs are positive, and then you have 36, which is 6, and then you square it. That's it. Okay, so you'll have x equals negative 6. Okay, so both are negative 6. This is negative 6, this is negative 6, both. All right. Okay, another example, you have x squared plus 22x plus 121. So the first step is you identify whether this is a perfect square. Of course, that the 1 in there is a perfect square. So if 121 is a perfect square, so that is 11 times 11 is 121. 11 plus 11 is 22, which is the middle term. Therefore, your factors here will be x plus 11 square. Okay? No sound. All right. All right. You might ask, what if the middle term is a minus number or a negative number? So let's say it has a negative number, x minus 16x plus 64. how do I factor if it is a minus here and positive here? So if that is the case, it will be the same thing. You just need to find, is this perfect square trinomial? Yes, you are right. You have to find what is a root of 64. This is perfect square trinomial. So 64 is 8 times 8. That is 64. And 8 plus 8 is 16, which is the middle term. So when you factor this out, you will have the first term, that's x. And since it's a minus, so you just place a minus there and you place 8. Square equals 0. Okay? All right. I'll give you 2 questions wherein the x squared coefficient is not 1. So what if it's not 1? It will be the same process. If it is not 1, all you need to do is check whether it's a perfect square or not. So because it's under perfect square trinomial. So let's say, for example, you have 100x squared minus 20x plus 1. Okay? So you just need to check, is the first term, is the first term a perfect square? Yes, it's a perfect square. Is the last term a perfect square? Yes, it is a perfect square. So you have to find the root of 100, which is 10 times 10. That's 100. And of course, the root for 1, which is 1. 1 times 1 will be 1. All you need to do is copy what is the root of 100. So that's 10x. And since it's a minus, all right, and this is a plus, so you just need to place minus 1 and then square equals 0. Math. Yes, it's math. Okay. You try this on your own, Ambery. 144x squared minus 24x plus 1. How would you factor that? If that's a perfect square trinomial, how do you factor that? Try to answer. Yes. Oh, okay. Yes, that is right. So the factor of 144, the root of 144 is 12x. And since it's a minus, so you place a minus, and root of 1, yeah, that's correct. Okay, so this one is a perfect square trinomial. The other one that is also a perfect square is the difference of 2 squares. So what is the difference of 2 square? If you only have 2 number, the other one will be an x squared, the other one will be a whole number. So, let's say, for example, you have x squared minus 16. This one is a difference of 2 square. Your 16 is a perfect square. Your x squared is also a perfect square. So what you need to do is just write the factor of x squared, which is x, and the root of x squared, which is x, and the root of 16, which is 4. So you just need x plus 4, x minus 4. Okay, this is quite easy because it's only two difference of 2 square. Okay, so if you have 4x squared minus 25, you just need to find the factors of 4x squared, which is 2x, and the factor of 25, which is 5. All right, so all you need to do is plus and 2x minus. Okay, can you try it on your own? Can you try to answer? I'll write down. Let's say you have 9x squared minus 100, or if you have 36 over 25 minus x squared. Try to answer these two questions. You just need to find the factors of 9. Sorry, I'm always saying factors. You just need to find the root of 9 and root of 100, root of 36 over 25, and root of 1. Hundred. It's not 50. What is the root of 100? Yes, this is 6 over 5 plus x. The other one is correct. Oh, replace with, yes. Okay, you have to be careful. We're not adding. We are finding the roots. So 3x plus 10, 3x minus 10. Okay. Okay. So to find the factors, that will be x equals 0 and x plus 9 equals 0. So you just need to split them into 2. Do I have the sound now? I don't know why the sound is on and off when in fact it's the same setup if I am in Facebook. All right. So another example, if you have 6x squared equals 5x. So what you need to do is transfer 5x to the other side. That will be 6x squared minus 5x. Factor it out. X is common, 6x minus 5. So you will have x equals 0 and 6x minus 5 equals 0. So x is 5 over 6. Do I have a sound now? No sound. Okay. Okay. And the last one that we have. Yes. Okay. This is the last one. And I want you to answer it. Continue, ma'am. Okay. Continue, ma'am. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. X squared plus 11x plus 30. And let me just move it. Okay. And you have x squared minus 5x minus 24. Okay, okay. All right. X squared minus 5x minus 24. So what you need to do is find the factors of 30, and for the other side it will be 24. Find the factors for both, and all you need is to identify whether the factor is what is a factor of, oh yeah, yeah, I noticed that as well. What is the factor of 30 that will give you 11? You can use any method. You can use the square method, the one that we did last time. Yes, it's 5 and 6. Yes. So 5, let me use a different color. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 plus 6 is 11. So you will have x plus 5, x plus 6. Yes, that's right. Okay, so you'll have x negative 5 or negative 6. How about negative 24? What is the factor of negative 24 that will give you a negative 5? A sum of negative 5. A factor of negative 24 that will give you a negative 5. What would that be? Yes. Anyone who has an answer? What is what are the factors of negative 24? When you add it, it will give you negative 5, which is the middle term. That will be, what is it? What is it? We'll wait for a while. Yes, so it's negative 8 times 3, that's negative 24, and negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5. So therefore, the factors here will be x minus 8, x plus 3 equals 0, where x can be 8 or negative 3. All right. Let's go to the last one that we have. So here we have a quadratic trinomial wherein the first term is not a 1. What if our first term is not 1? So let's say, for example, you have 2x squared plus 11x plus 15. And you have, let's find a number that is not a 1. Let me think. What if it's not a 1? 2x squared plus 11 Yeah. What will you do if x squared is not a 1? What if you have a number wherein the x squared is not a 1? What can you do to solve it? We have done this last week. So what's the first step? And I have also released a video on this. So if you want to check it out, it's one of my maths video that was released in solving quadratic equations by factoring. Okay, so the first step, all right, so while you are thinking, the first step is you can use the square method. We have introduced this last time. So you can use this method. Okay, the first step is you find the factors of 2x squared. That's 2x and x. And then you find the factors of 15. So you can have 5 times 3. You can also have 3 times 5. That will give you a sum of 11. All right. So here, let me just erase this. So that was 3 and 5. That's 15. So 2x times 3 is 6x. X times 5 is 5x. When you add that, that will be 11x, which is the middle term. And then all you need to do is cross butterfly effect. That will be the pair. So you will have 2x plus 5 and x plus 3. Yes, that's right, Ambery. Yes, that's correct. That is correct. Okay. And we have the last one. So the last one you will have 6x squared. So you will have 3x and 2x. And what are the factors of 10? Negative. It's a negative 10. So if it's a negative 10, you can have 5, but you have to think of which one to pair it with so that you will get a sum of 6. Yeah, that is also correct. I did factoring mentally since I don't have a paper. Wow. All right. Okay. Let's try the one that you gave. So 6x and x, and then you have negative 10, negative 1 and negative, 1 positive and negative 10. Okay, so 6 times 1 is 6x. X times negative 10 is negative 10x. When you add, that is negative 4x. So then you will have 6x and that one together. All right. Okay. Cool. Well done, Ambery. Well done, well done. There's another way of doing this as well, apart from 6x minus 10, because this one can still be simplified. 6x and 10 can still be simplified, but this is correct, okay? You just need to simplify that. So the other one will be your 3x and 2. 3x and 2x, and then you pair it with 2, and then minus 5. So 3x times 2 is 6x. 2x times this is negative 10. When you add, it's negative 4. So it will be the same. So then you do the butterfly, 3x and 5, 2x and 2. It will be the same answer. 3x minus 5 and 2x minus 2. The same answer. So when you simplify this, you will still get the number that you had previously. Remember, you had 6x minus 10 and x minus 1. This is exactly the same. It's just a matter of simplifying 2x minus 2 to x minus 1 and 6x minus 10 to 3x minus 5. It's exactly the same. The final answer will be the same. Okay, so you might ask, which is the correct way? Both is correct. But do not forget to simplify it when you take the final value of x. Cool. All right. Any questions so far? So we have done quadratic, trinomial, factoring by perfect square, difference of two squares. You also have, if it is non-factorable, we did completing the square. So everything has been covered. Question. Any questions so far from our audience? From our viewers, not audience. Yes, any questions so far? Ta-da-dan-tan. I think I'll be the one who would sing. Ta-da-dan-tan. I didn't know why, but my background music is not working. Anyway, all right. Any questions so far? Probably we can play one Jackbox game before we end our live stream. We'll see how many players, or probably we'll just need to we'll do some riddle and brain quiz. Let's wait for some question. Okay. I think there's none. Oh my goodness gracious. Uh-oh. All right. So we are going to end soon. So before we end, we'll just go through a few um riddles. I hope you would like this. I want you to answer it and guess that emoji as well. Okay, I have a few questions. I have a few questions here, so I hope you would be able to answer it. Okay, so this is the first riddle that you have to answer. What always goes to bed with its shoes? You have the letters here that you can make use of to answer the question. So, what always goes to bed with its shoes? What is it? Loki. Loki goes to bed with its shoes. Americans, no, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 letters only. And the letters that you can choose from are here. Make use of the letters down here. This one. What is or what always goes to bed with its shoes? It starts with a H. Come on, you know this. You know this. It goes to sleep with its shoes. Horse. Yes, that's right. They always have their horseshoe. The horseshoe, the one that is like this shape. Okay? Another example. Another example. Another riddle. This, oh wait, sorry. Okay. I have 8 to spare and I'm covered with hair. What is the answer? I have 8 to spare and I'm covered with hair. You can only choose any of these letters. That's cat. Yes, yes. That is right. It's a cat. Tae. What tae? Sorry. What tae? It's a cat. Okay, all right, all right. Next riddle. What building has the most stories? Again, just choose the letters from here. Don't go anywhere. That is right, right. Library. Okay, that's correct. It's library. Okay, guess this emoji. Library. Yes, guess this emoji. This is a famous person. This is a famous person. Guess this emoji. Mike, yes, that's right. Yes. Michael Jackson, yes. Okay, how about this one? Wrong spelling wrong. This is a famous person as well. An apple, a down, and a smile. Aha! This is the number of letters below here. No, Isaac. Yes, that's right. Isaac Newton. Okay, it's this one. It's the arrow down that would tell you when the apple drop. What's with the arrow down? Oh, the apple goes down. It goes drop. It drops. Then you have the Newton's law. Okay. This one. He is famous for a religious group or for his philosophy. Gandhi, yes. I'm not Yes, it's Gandhi. Yes. Okay. Who is this fictional character? Who is this fictional character? I think I chose the very easy one. Sorry. How about this? Who is this fictional character? I do not know if you have played this game. This is a place. It's a country. It's a country with pasta and pizza. What is this place? What's the name of the place? Italy. Yes, that's right. Italy. That's correct. It's Italy. I think this is the last one. Okay. Yes. You have a panda, they cycle, and this temple. What is the name of the place? China. Yeah. That's right. All right. And I guess that's the last one. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, it's China. Probably we'll be playing. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm very late. Yes, it's okay, Colonel. We're also. Yeah, I'm going to end soon. Agui. No problem. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. No problem, Colonel. Next time, no worries. All right, so that ends our live stream for tonight. Unless there are anything that you would like to type in, and we will see if we can take that for next revision live next week. Okay, so you can type in and let's try. I'll try my best to do a topic revision next week for that, or I'll do a video for that. Thank you, Colonel, even for dropping by to the last minute. No problem. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here, for being with us live tonight here in YouTube. And I hope to see you in our